the board and say your comments. Please keep it civil. I'll give you warnings if.
I don't need that. I will keep it.
No batteries.
And Michelle, if you would, please keep the time, and remember it to be 3 minutes. So you, let's go with the gentleman. Go ahead. Aye.
Good evening. My name is Michael A. Klauser. My wife and I live at 390 Evans Road. We believe the number one priority of the commission is to protect the residents and the lands in its jurisdiction without compromise. Let's get it done.
That's fine. Jim.
Jim Kopinski, 1958 Yarnell Road. This has to stop. You got neighbors against neighbors. You got neighbors against commissioners. You got commissioners against neighbors. You got commissioners against commissioners. You got a commissioner that accused the president of the Natural Lands Trust, one of the most respected conservancies in the tri-state area, of writing a propaganda letter. You have a commissioner accusing me of spying on public works because I drove down Moyer Road to see what was going on. It has to stop. This is what you created. I've been in the township for 46 years, and this is bad. This is the worst it's ever been. The January 17th meeting of this year, Jim Kopinski suggested stop all work on the smaller open space until a judge rules on the legality of building on that space. I provided our solicitors, the commissioners, a lawsuit. The French Creek and Pickering Creek Conservancy versus the Natalies. Natalies bought some east land. They got a permit to build a mega mansion, a 4,000 square foot house on it. The French and Pickering Creek filed an emergency injunction to stop them. Chester County Court of Common Pleas denied it, just like they denied the lawsuit here. What did that couple do? They built their mega mansion before the trial took place. Don talks about precedents. That case sets precedents because when the court finally ruled against them, they had to demolish the house. That's precedents, Don. My suggestion, everybody says we don't give suggestions. My suggestion, stop using the taxpayers' money until the court decides on this.
Yes.
Don is very confident that the township's gonna win. And I assume Trace and Hank is too. Put up your own money. Put up your own money if you wanna keep working over there. And if the court rules in your favor, the township will reimburse you. The township people, the taxpayers, shouldn't have to lose money building over at the smaller farm before the trial court. Don't you agree, Mr. Solicitor?
Reasonable.
Excuse me?
Don't you agree?
Well, I can't comment on ongoing litigation, you know that.
Okay.
Chester County cases are not presidential in Montgomery County, other than say that I understand your point.
State
Okay,
precedent.
and Kathy did make the comment before you voted on resolution 749, she said she was gonna vote against it because the public did not have any comment on this, and she wanted the public to comment on this.
Sure, well, thank you, Jim.
Thank
I
you.
just will address,
This is public comment though.
I will address
Whoa.
Public.
what you just said, because I was the one who called it a propaganda letter.
You sure did.
I did, because that letter said this was a 10-acre site, and, you know, then our engineer said, you know, these people, the land trust people, just built a big commercial complex on their preserve. So they say we can't build it, but they can, so yes, it was a
That 10
propaganda.
acres, that's been floating
Okay,
around,
let's,
it's
let's
actually
stop
in the
this part.
township's
Okay, who
documents.
wants to come up? Keith, I see you back there.
Oh, I see, okay. Copy.
Keith McHale, 1941 Gilbertville Road, Pottstown, Pennsylvania. When Norco got their okay to build their municipal building on open space. I asked Charles Garner, sitting right up there, I said, can they do that to this township? And he says, no. The builder that built Lowe's and all that gave that land. Our open space, we purchase it with our tax dollar for open space. That's our inheritance to our children and our grandchildren, that they have open space. You could build that building anywhere, but not on open space.
Right.
That's bullshit. You know,
You need to go ahead and sit down, we're not doing profanity, go ahead and take a
that's
seat, go ahead.
bullshit. Do you know the
Go,
difference
take a
between a
seat,
man and
Keith.
a woman? It doesn't
Keith,
seem like,
Keith,
open
take a seat.
space is open
Keith,
space.
Keith,
I'm
take a
not, I'm
seat.
out of protocol. You
Keith.
can write that on my,
Keith, take a seat,
Baloney.
Keith, take a
You're
seat.
running this place like you're a dictator. This is you're not in the military anymore.
Keith, take a seat.
Where should I take it? You know, you don't understand. This should have been voted on 3 years ago. You picked your cronies to run with you, and this is what we get. When 3 people are running, don't vote for them, because that's a majority. You gonna handcuff me?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like my money for my tires. Do you have anything to say about that?
My name's Liz Bedell, 1461 Farmington Avenue, and I just have a couple questions because
I'm sorry, what's your last name?
Bedell, E-D-E-L-L. Okay, so the second largest expense on this that I wasn't allowed to ask questions goes to Alloy 5. We all know what that is. And you asked design and development upfront cost. How do we find out what that breakdown is? Is that's gotta be listed because they don't just get $42,000 with not it being itemized. And is that something that can be public knowledge? Because I feel like it should be.
Yeah, so,
Let's don't answer the questions.
Okay, but can I get a copy of that? Thank you. My next question is, or a statement is, you keep saying 3 acres and we talk about, and yet we all talk about 10 acres. I could be wrong here, because just because it's in writing doesn't make it true. And I had the decency to look at you when you were speaking, Mr. Slinkard. I think that you could look at me when I was
Please
speaking.
don't make comments of the commissioners, just go ahead with your comments.
In August, the commissioners voted 3-2 to adopt a resolution not only calling for the construction of the facility on 10 acres. Is it only 3 acres? It is not 10 acres? It is how many acres? No one will answer me.
3 or
Thank you.
less, there's your answer.
3 or less, okay.
I think I've
3
said
or
that
less.
from the very beginning.
Okay, so how does this affect the farmer that rents the land now? Will this affect his income in any way, shape, or form? Don't know. Did you ask him? Okay, you did ask him, and he said it wasn't a problem?
we just spoke to him about farming the property.
Let's don't have,
Okay, we're not having a discussion here. Okay, when did you just say that you started looking, I believe that you said you started looking for property in April of 2020 or 2022? Can someone answer that? What did he say? He said it, when was that?
go ahead and address the board and make your comments to the board, please.
Okay, I am asking you, when did, you said that today, and I didn't get the right date. You said you started looking when the sewer was sold, blah, 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 and it was April 20 or 2022?
Please
2020.
complete your comment.
Thank you. Okay, then, I think my last and final thing is that I really just, oh, no, I have 2 things, sorry. At one point in time, Alloy 5 recommended at least $684,000 in repairs, as well as another $1.5 million, this is for these existing buildings, as well as another $1 million in the next 3 to 5 years, and that's versus our $5.5 million. As we all know, everything's on a slip boat from China. Prices are raising immensely, but that still came up less money to rehab these 2 properties than it is to build a new one. And what is gonna happen to these 2 properties? Are they just gonna sit vacant? Are you gonna tear them down? Are you gonna put a new house here? What? Like, that should be addressed as well. And my last and final thing is really that what open space means to people. When we voted on something for open space, We didn't know the legalities. We didn't know that there was back corners and how to get in the middle of things. We thought it was open space, meaning preserved as open space, nothing built on it, not even a cell phone tower.